Ladies and gentlemen, week number 2 of Big Ten play is upon us. We are going to predict the Big Ten games of week number 2 in the college football season, and I cannot be more excited because this week we got some crazy games around the Big Ten Conference. But first, if you are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Later today, in about 2 hours or so, will be the first NFL prediction video of the 2025 season. So stay tuned for that video. This is going to be a banger, I can already tell. I haven't even made it yet, but I already know that it's going to be an absolute banger of a video. So hit that sub button. Leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. And without further ado, let us go ahead and hop right into these Big Ten week number 2 predictions, because there's a lot that we got to talk about and predict in this week Big Ten play. So here we are on a Friday night. We got Friday night football in the Big Ten Conference this week, week number 2. So not every team is playing on Saturdays yet. Western Illinois going into Northwestern. I'm taking Northwestern to get this job done. I predicted them last week that they were going to lose to Tulane because Tulane's actually a halfway decent program, right? Well, Western Illinois comes into town. They're 0-1. Northwestern's 0-1. They should be able to beat this FCS team, right? Obviously, Preston Stone, the quarterback for Northwestern, did throw for 4 touchdowns last week, but they're going to need a little more from him if they want to get the job done, if you're asking me. However, I think that they do, and I think that Northwestern is going to get the job done at home against Western Illinois. Northern Illinois going into Maryland. I'm actually going to watch this Northern Illinois team play in a couple of weeks in Starkville, so bear with me on that one because that might be a snooze fest. But hey, it should be a good time. No offense to those people in Starkville, right? But we got Northern Illinois going into Maryland, a battle of 1-0 teams. These teams are both 1-0. However, Maryland has the better roster put together, right? Especially on the defensive side of the ball. That recruiting class that they had coming in this year did make some impacts in their first game, and I think that they will make a huge impact throughout the rest of the season. However, I'm going to go with with Maryland to get the job done at home. I think they're by far the better team in this matchup. FCS team coming to town versus a Big Ten team, never a good recipe for success. So I'm going to go with Maryland to get the job done in that matchup. FIU going into Penn State. Give me Penn State here. Florida beating them last week, I believe. FIU getting the job done. 1-0 last week. Penn State also 1-0. However, Drew Allard, this roster, Singleton on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to predict the favorites in this matchup all day. They're favored 42.5. I'm not sure if I'd take the spread on that one for you bettors out there, but I do think that they will get the job done and will get the win in that matchup. Illinois going into Duke, we predicted this one in our ACC prediction video. We actually predicted Illinois to go on the road. They are number 11 now in the country, moved up 1 spot in the AP poll. They looked really good in their opening game win, and they should be able to get the job done at Duke. However, I'm not going to be shocked if Duke actually gets the job done at home either. This is going to be a banger on Fox. Iowa State. We predicted this one in our Big Ten predictions, in our Big 12 prediction video as well. I predicted Iowa State to get the job done. I just think that Iowa State is way too experienced for Iowa to not get the job done, and especially with it being at home for Iowa State, that helps a lot as well. So I'm going to go with Iowa State to get the win here at home in that matchup. Kennesaw State, the Owls, 0-1. Indiana 1-0. Indiana struggled, man. They struggled against Old Dominion, and I have no doubt that they will struggle against this Kennesaw State team as well. However, I'm going to go with Mendoza in the quarterback, though, for Indiana. I'm rocking with them. They're one of the teams that I do actually like in this Big Ten Conference, so I'm going to go with Indiana to get the job done. I just wish Kurt Cinetti wouldn't make some of the smarty comments that he does, but hey, it is what it is, right? This is college football. This isn't fun favorites, right? This is the real deal. Now, moving on, Northwestern State, Minnesota. Minnesota should get the job done. Grambling going into Ohio State, a battle of 1-0 teams, might I add, but I don't think that's going to be for very long, as Ohio State should get the job done. Again, one of the best rosters in the country, and they showed it why they should be the number 1 team in America on Saturday. So, again, obviously, I'm going to go with Ohio State to get the job done at home as well, behind Jeremiah Smith, one of the leading receivers for, of course, college football. Oklahoma State going into Oregon. This is actually going to be a banger of a game on CBS. This is going to be one of the better games of this weekend, if you're asking me. There's not a lot of ranked versus ranked action this weekend. That's because that all happened last weekend. But hey, Oklahoma State going into Oregon. I'm going to go with Oregon here, but I'm not going to be shocked if Malachi Moore does, of course, get the job done for Oklahoma State. I'm just rocking with Oregon because they're the better team and have the better roster put together by far. Miami of Ohio going into Rutgers. I'm going to take Rutgers here. However, Miami of Ohio did give a little bit of a scare to Wisconsin, so that could be something to factor in here when you're making your picks for this weekend, but I'm going to go with Rutgers here, of course, at home against Miami of Ohio. Middle Tennessee going into Wisconsin. Give me Wisconsin here. Again, I know that they struggled last week, but that was just those week one nerves were settling in. Give me Wisconsin as they will get the job done. Michigan going into Oklahoma. We're going to save that one for our SEC preview, and that'll be the final pick that we do because it's the prime time matchup on Saturday night. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. You don't want to miss it in the SEC. Akron going into Nebraska. Give me Nebraska. Dylan Raiola should light up this Akron defense all day long. So I'm going to take Nebraska to get the job done. Georgia Southern going into USC. Give me Georgia Southern. Again, Mavia, the quarterback for USC, looks really good in his debut. I expect some of the same against a similar opponent in Georgia State. Boston College, Michigan State. This is going to be a fun matchup on Saturday night. 6:30 NBC. I'm definitely going to be flipping back and forth between this one and, of course, the Michigan and Oklahoma game. However, I am going to go with Michigan State to get the job done. I'm rocking with Michigan State all the way this year in the Big Ten. If they can get this win, they can definitely show some people that, hey, we are not this sorry team that you guys are going to play anymore. And they can actually compete in this Big Ten conference. Aiden Chills, the quarterback for Michigan State, is my boy. I love that man. I need him to go off. So, again, give me Michigan State as they get the job done. Purdue at home against Southern Illinois. Give me Purdue. They blew out their team last year. They should be able to blow out their team this week as well. UCLA, UNLV. UNLV is 2-0 to start the year under, of course, Dan the Man. So, again, a couple of optimistic things right there, but I'm going to go with UCLA here. I think Nico should be able to find his footing here on the road. Going to be a little bit of a tough environment for him. However, I'm going to go with UCLA to get the job done. And then to round us out, last pick of the day, UC Davis going into Washington. I have no doubt that Washington is going to get the job done at home against UC Davis. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on all of these picks in the comments down below. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Like I said, later today, an absolute banger of a video, NFL week number 1 predictions. We are back fully, ladies and gentlemen. So hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.